Now, most players think about hitting the ball solid or compressing the ball. They think about it as, am I hitting the center of the face? So if you hit the center of the face, it's going to feel fairly solid, but that's only half the battle when compressing it. Actually, this little yellow ball is going to teach me if I'm compressing it. And not only do I need to hit the center of the face, I need to get this yellow ball, instead of pointing up in the air like this, I need to get that ball as close to the ground as possible. I'm going to teach you the exact impact position that you need to get into. So let's learn to where we need to be, where we're trying to end up, where we're hitting this golf ball, learn those mechanics. It's going to help you to lower the ball, get this closer to the ground, and hit some really solid, really compressed iron shots, maybe for the first time in your life. Let's go and get started. All right, so like I said, most players think about it, and myself included, always just thought about, well, if I can hit the center of the face, that's all there is to hitting the ball solid. But there's actually a little bit more to that, and this is why impact alignments are so critical, exactly what I'm going to go over. So not only do I need to come in through this golf ball square and hit the center of the face, I also need to get my hands leading in front and to de-loft this club face so that ball gets lower to the ground. Now this is just a little trailer hitch that would go on the end of your truck bed, show you how to line up your trailer. I got it from a hardware store, but it shows me where the loft is on this club face. So if I get into my proper impact alignments, I get my weight left, my body open, my hands in front, I've used my wrist properly, like I'm going to show you in this video, notice how low that ball is to the ground. Now when a lot of players end up stalling out with their body, standing up a little bit out of their posture, and flipping this club, now see how much higher this is with the ground. So even if you're swinging dead square and that ball is going dead straight on a string, even if you're hitting the dead center of the face, you may not be getting that solid compression like the pros. Let's go through it step by step here. The first piece is getting your weight left. If my weight is on my, whoops, got the little ball to fly off there, I'll get it in a second. If my weight is on my right foot, then to reach this golf ball, if I'm kind of falling back like a lot of players do, to reach this golf ball, I have to release that club, and now the shaft is leaning back, or maybe just straight up and down. Well, again, that's not going to allow me to get all the energy into that golf ball. Imagine it like a sledgehammer. As I turn this club face down, the face becomes flatter. Imagine I'm hitting this golf ball with a flat face. Let's transferring all the energy from the face into the golf ball. You're going to get the highest ball speeds. That's one of the reasons that your longer irons with less loft go a lot farther. They have less loft and transfer more energy in the golf ball. Now imagine the same thing with a lob wedge. I have a golf ball here, my wedge face is wide open, or that ball would be pointing up into the air like this. That no matter how fast you swing 200 miles an hour, that's a glancing blow. You're never going to hit it nearly as solid. So a big piece of that is to preset my weight left. To feel this, I want you to go ahead and get about 60 to 70% of your weight on your left side. Notice when you do that, you can easily get those hands in front to really de-loft the club and hit it nice and solid. That's the first piece. I want you to preset your weight left. The second piece is going to be the hips. If I stand up and I kind of keep my hips square like a lot of players do, you lose your posture. You're going to have a hard time getting the loft off of it. I want to go ahead and take my hips and I want to open them about 45 degrees. So preset your weight about 60 to 75% on the left. Open your hips 45 degrees. And along with that, I'm going to let my shoulders open too. So I'm not just opening my hips and keeping my shoulders closed like this. I'm going to get my weight left, open my hips, and I want to open my rib cage. So imagine if I have my shirt buttons on my shirt, they're going to be going ahead and opening up also. Now when I do that, you'll see just how easily that puts the hands in front and how solid this is going to be. Now, you can go ahead and hit a few shots like this and they're going to come out fairly low. So I'm going to set up just like I would be at impact here without the last missing piece I'm going to teach you here. And I'm going to hit a few shots and those are going to be pretty solid, pretty well compressed. That ball's only going about 10 feet off the ground there. Now when most players do that, they're missing the final piece and that ball is going to kind of leak off to the right. So when most players get this ball in front and follow those steps that I just did, weight left, hips open, shoulders open, the club face isn't squaring up. And you'll see, even though I've taken this ball and got it lower to the ground, typically that ball is going to be pointing out to the right somewhere when we're looking from this angle. That ball is going to leak out to the right. There's a little training aid that makes it really easy to feel the right way to square up your wrist. You see, when I lean the shaft forward, for most players, when they lean the shaft forward, that face opens up at the same time. I have to square the face different than I had before. I have to rotate my wrist closed this way, and now you can see that face is square, straight up and down. Most players, when they try to lean the shaft forward, get the face wide open, and it's a weak shot that just kind of floats out to the right. So this little impact snap is what it's called, is a really easy training aid that allows you to feel this. It's a Impact Snap is the brand. All you do is you take this little golf ball and you square up your wrist the right way, and that's going to put that golf ball on the back of my forearm. If I want to exaggerate that even more, I might even have that golf ball slide inside my forearm. And now I'm squaring this face up by rotating my wrist the proper way. You notice how my left wrist is really bowed there. A lot of players will get that wrist kind of cuppy. My left wrist really bows, and my right wrist stays angled back all the way through contact. So now not only am I taking the loft off, but I'm squaring that face up. So when I get that same feeling here now, you notice that this ball is not only going to take off fairly low when I'm watching this, but it's also going to turn over from right to left because I'm squaring the face up the proper way. So nice and low, just a little half shot, and that ball is dead straight, even wanting to turn over slightly from right to left. So those are the keys there. Weight left, hips open, chest open. And the way that keeps from slicing, which most players will do that, is to square the wrist up the proper way like I did with that impact snap. Now, most players aren't going to have that impact snap, and when you use this training aid, it really helps you to exaggerate, but it's not the same as having a club. We really need to learn to square this club up properly without a training aid. I have an awesome drill called the tennis racket drill, which is going to get you the exact same feelings of that, but now I can do this with my own club. I'm going to use these wrists in a proper way and a kind of an intuitive feeling to be able to square that face up very easily. I'm going to play a preview of that tennis racket drill in just 1 second. All you need to do to see that entire video is go ahead and click the card that pops up on your screen, or if you don't see the card, don't worry about that. Click the link down below in the description. So best of luck. I can't wait to show you these secrets of how to square the wrist up with my tennis racket drill. Let's go and get started now. Good player problems. We're going to talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball, and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it. The flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here, you can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time, I'm going to be